Stuka Joe here, and welcome. This is my first announced live stream, so let's see what happens. And we have some people here. We got Charles Latora, Rich Cox, Alan Salazar, Des B, Mo from Mo's Game Table. Hi Mo, Robert Roberts, and Apollo Gamer, and Mike Anthony. So greetings to all of you. We're here filming live from the studio. We'll turn the lights on pretty soon. So this is a video that people were asking for a long time ago. And so I practice a little live streaming over there at Consum World, and I feel more comfortable with it. It's an art form of itself. So Mo, I tip my hat to you, because it's anything live can go wrong and can go south very quickly. So it's another skill that has to be learned. So today we'll be showing you the studio around, showing you the game, showing you the table, showing you this table, showing you stuff that you never see, showing my Roger McGowan wall, which never shows up in the videos because I'm always filming at the table. So before we start our tour, are there any comments? Best game cave. Well, thanks. We have also Jesus and Viper Dave. Hello, and Joao Vargas. So just to let you know, this used to be my family room that for some reason was not being used because I had another room with a TV. So I decided to say, well, why don't I put the games here? Normally, if you were watching my videos in up to 2000, well, up to last year, I was filming from my bedroom. So, and I had all my games there. It was not comfortable at all. So now they're here. I've tried a lot of ways to film, and I'm always exploring those. I like to make videos that are useful. So yeah, Mo, that's right. Stuff goes wrong more often than not. So let's hope that I can keep it honest in this first announced live stream. I want to do more of these, and I want to get your input also for what is a useful live stream. I know that they're used for interviewing guests, and that's a really fine tool. And I have also, because I have the table there, we can go to the table and move some pieces around. But it's a new thing, and it's gotten more popular now during these pandemic days. And after the pandemic days are gone, of course, we will adopt those things that are better, that are useful. And I think live streaming is one of those. And what shelving do I use? These are IKEA bookshelves. Originally, I had like 5 of them, and they were all brown. So I bought black ones to complete the whole area, and we painted the brown ones to black. So they're all IKEA, and I think they have 6 different rows here. Apollo Gamer, you were one of those who wanted to see this video, so I'm glad to see you here. Well, I include in my game collection magazine games, and here you will be able to see the boxed games. I have a section here for magazine games, and I have a full, another bookcase with doors for the other magazine games. I have a ton of magazine games. I'm a magazine game junkie. For some reason, it always attracts me, the idea of magazine games. So. And we have Mike Anthony, 2000. I haven't counted them. I probably shouldn't at this time. I'm still much of a collector, unfortunately, in Puerto Rico. I'm sure there's other people who play war games in Puerto Rico. If you are in Puerto Rico and play war games, you know, contact me if you can contact me at BGG, it'll be great. So maybe we can play some games. It's always good to play the games, you know. After all, they're games. They're meant to be played. So we have also, in addition to the games, I'll be showing you the table. And I have plans for like workshops on filming and editing war game videos. I think for some reason us war gamers, you know, we read these rules, 30 pages of rules. We understand stacking, supply, zones of control and that. But when it comes to editing, like a lot of people shy away from it because they think it's hard. Well, it's become a lot easier. And I intend to show that in a live session. That's why I want to do live sessions where you can follow along and we'll tape a war game together. And it's using just your cellular phone. I recommend the iPhone because that's the one I have, but you can use an Android because the app, the editing app is called VLLO, and it's very inexpensive. I think it costs 15 or 21 bucks, and I think it has a trial version. And I always say it was designed by a wargamer. It's so easy to use, and it's so helpful when you want to focus in different spots, do fades, fade ins, fade outs. It's really helpful. So that's one thing that I will be doing soon. I have also upcoming a video that I'm going to start working on, the last 100 yards, an extended example of play. I think those are the kind of videos that people find helpful, where you take the extended example of play that's in the rule book and you film it in a video so that if you don't have the game, which is the case with most people, then you can watch it and say, well, that's for me, or no, that's not for me, and you just saved 80 bucks. And so that's another format that I like to make, and I like to make playthroughs, but I'm trying to do playthroughs of scenarios that are 3 to 5 turns so that that particular game doesn't hijack my channel like for a month. And we're going to do the playthroughs in a cinematic presentation. So that's something I'm also working at. So it looks more like a film instead of a video, which is, I think it's kind of cool, you know. So, yes, and the live streaming, I will be, for that video, that workshop, I will be filming a video which I will upload telling you what you need. And basically for the first timer, it's going to be just your iPhone. Use the native app, and it's going to be that VLLO, and I'll show you how to get it and the price, cost. And then for those of you who want to step into like level 2, then I would recommend buying a microphone, because a microphone is what is kind of expensive, but it's worth it. The good audio is key to keep viewer attention. Okay, so that's another video I intend to make. Also, I'm going to continue doing designer interviews, but designer interviews that are edited, like the ones that I made for Gregory Smith and the designer of Brotherhood and Unity also, which is Chipchik. I forgot his first name now. Well, Tomislav Chipchik, yes. So I want to do more of those. And VLLO is the name of the app. Yes, V as in Venus, LLO. And the reason, I mean, it's not the most advanced app, but it has one feature that makes it key for wargaming videos. And it is basically that you can film like a scene, and within that same clip, you can move the camera around, and it's very easily. You can zoom in and out, and it's very easily. I know when you say editing, people shy away from it, but I think there's not enough people covering the games. Why? Because there's a ton of games coming out. And all of these games, unless shoddily produced, you know, they have their enchantment, and they have they deserve being presented, you know, for what they are. They have their nuances, and it's good to get more people into the games. Because, for example, great battles, great campaigns of the American Civil War. I haven't played it yet. That's a great series. And somebody should do a video, like a more detailed, nuanced video showing why the game is so great. And it's because of those nuances that these games are so interesting. So let's turn on the lights here, and let's start moving around. Okay, so here we are. Now I'm gonna grab gonna switch to the camera that is on the table before we grab the camera that is on the, I have a gimbal to move around, so that's gonna be interesting. And I also have a way of keeping in touch with your comments as we are filming here. Let me me see here. Let me see if I can see your live comments. For some reason I can't in the phone. Just one sec, folks. Okay, now I can see them. Okay. The table gimbal, yes. Okay. I'll give you a look at everything. First, let's look at the table. I have on my table this is the last 100 yards. So just to give you an idea of what the table looks like. Here we have, for instance, this is a 30 by 60 inch table here. So it's 60 by 30 inches. This is one of those tables that you get at Office Depot, which you can raise the table. And I like to raise the table because it's not good to be seated for hours and hours and hours. You probably know that. So this table comes with a wooden surface, but this laminate here is magnetic. It's like the laminate that the chalkboards have. You can write with a chalk, but it's also magnetic. And the reason I wanted it that way is it doesn't have any reflection, so that we don't have the problems associated with plexiglass. And the other reason being magnetic is, like I'm going to show you now, with the map of the last 100 yards, is that you can place little magnets on the maps so that they stay put. It's mostly important with paper maps. This is a cardstock map. So it's a very useful surface and tool. And hello, Stephen Bradley from Finland. And Wardy Robe, we also have Wardy Robe here. So the idea with this slider, and I'll show you now the other camera so we can take a look at how the slider works. Okay, so you see here, I have a camera here, this is not the camera that I used to film. This is an iPhone SE, but it does the trick. And this is connected to the computer via this cable. So this is on a fluid head here, a Manfrotto fluid head. And I can steer the camera, I can pan like this, right? I can zoom within the camera, or I can get close to the subject like this. Okay. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. So this is a 3-slider system. I have a slider here and another on the other side of the table. And this is a 60-inch slider, which is pretty heavy, which is good because it gives you a firm base. And with this, we can actually move like this. The camera, move it back and forth, and get close to the subject. I can always zoom in with the camera like this. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. And basically, I don't worry about filming when I'm playing the game and filming, that's the whole idea that I wanted to get with that. So let me see here, we go back here. Okay, so that's basically the table. In terms of money, it cost a lot. It was a lot of trial and error. Let me see here. We got OST Airborne. Yeah, that's multitasking, that's right. And yes, production values. I like to make videos that are worth watching, after the fact, like a year from now or 2 years, you want to grab a game, play it, watch a video, and it's helpful. That's my philosophy with it. Now I know there's a price to pay. You have to edit videos. But now with the technology, I think you can do some good live streaming videos without having to edit so much. And that's another thing I wanted to show you. Let me show you the this thing. I guess some of you have seen this before. This is a numeric pad, right? With it, I can control the cameras. So right now we're looking at the camera on the table. I'm going to switch to the camera that I have on the gimbal, and the gimbal happens to be on the table when I press this button. Well, we're on that camera. Let me switch to the... No, now, okay, now I'm on the camera. Okay. Now this is the camera that is on the table. This is the numeric pad. So I can zoom in if I press this button here. So I got to zoom there, which is helpful sometimes. So I'm going to zoom out. And if I press this button, it's going to freeze the image. So I'm going to freeze it. And then I'm going to unfreeze, and my hand is going to disappear. So there it is. So I freeze it again, and I unfreeze it, and it's going to appear. There it is. So you can do that live. So the cool thing is, when you do these things live, let's say that we have that one of the platoons there is going to move to a particular hex, right? So I freeze the action, I move the platoon, and I unfreeze, and it moved like that. And I can do it again, unfreeze, and it just moved like that. So it serves a purpose that I returned it there. It allows you to film without showing your hands, so you could actually show something interesting live. And so that's the use, one of the uses of this. This is all remote control here, and also I can use it to place like the intro and everything. So I can control it from here, which is kind of cool. That's another thing I had been working on this year, which took a lot of time. So links to those things, yes, I think I can do that. So it's this is just a regular numeric pad, but it's controlled by it controls OBS, and OBS is the system that I use. Okay, now let's go to the gimbal now. Let's switch to the gimbal, and let's start moving around, and I'll try to see if I can view your comments. And for that, okay, let's switch to the gimbal. Okay, we're at the gimbal now, and see if I can get your comments. This other phone here. Okay. Okay, so on the gimbal here, and let's take a look first at the section that we have over here. This is a piano that I have. This is a Yamaha Clavinova. The music that I record here. So, and it has a accompanying section and everything, sequencer and all that. So that's where I do the music, and so I also enjoy adding music to the videos. Here's where I can see your comments. So starting for on the left here. A Kickstarter, yeah, that's a good one, Mo. Okay, so here we have magazine games in this. These are all magazine games, mostly here. Magazine games of all kinds. That down there is a Bose amplifier, and I play in the band with my brother, so I have it here. So here, this is all the GMT section. So you're gonna see, we're gonna close in a little bit. Yeah, that's all GMT basically, mostly. Okay. So we start on the top here. And all these ugly flat trays, you can recognize them. These are SPI flat tray games. They're hard to fit anywhere in the shelves, so just stacked them up here. And I got a bunch of them. Mintman, Turning Point, and some are in better conditions than others. So those are the SPIs. Then I have like the card-driven games for SPI, for GMT here. I did a video on 30 Years War. And here we have more CDGs except for Tank Duel, which is not a CDG, but it fits well there. Here we have more GMT games. And these are mostly CDGs. And we got others that are not CDGs, like Caesar, Cataclysm there. And the final one down there, final shelf of that first bookcase. We got more GMT games here, as you can see. So I got the Combat Commander. And try to classify them by category. Unconditional Surrender, first and second edition there. Some are in shrink wrap. Well, many are still in shrink wrap. I have here the Napoleonic Commands and Colors. Got 2 copies of this one. This is one of my favorite games, Arctic Storm by GMT. They printed it a long time ago, and that was it. Then we have the Commands and Colors Ancients here. Medieval and Samurai, which is the... And here we have Comancheria, Navajo Wars, the Age, how do you say, the Flying Colors series. Games by Enemy Coast Ahead series. And here we have the Rise of Luftwaffe, the Down in Flames that started with the Rise of the Luftwaffe, and it has morphed into Wild Blue Yonder, which is the current edition in which they play at Consim World. Then up top we have the 3-inch boxes there. We have several games there, including Labyrinth, which is not a 3-inch box, but it fits nicely there. So that's covered 2 bookcases. Third bookcase has Coin. Well, Coin actually starts here with Undamned Abysm. And we see more Coin games. And that space I fit Reds there, which is one of my favorite Russian Civil War games. And here we have the Great Battles of History series. And here comes the American Revolution series. I just purchased the tri-packs. I'm gonna see if I can send these away. If somebody's interested. They're still in shrink wrap, these 3. Saratoga, Brandywine, and Guilford. So, got Atlantic Chase, which I haven't gone through the rules because they're pretty lengthy, even though they're well illustrated. But here I have a shelf which is dedicated to gadgets for wargaming, like cubes, which you see in my videos that I add cubes, and these are magnetic push pins and stuff like that. And this is something I'm going to start putting in my videos on maps. When there's a hot area on the map, we'll put a Tabasco map marker there, so from afar you know where that hot area is, something like that. Here we have games from CSL. These are different trays for prototypes. These are games that I've assembled that are not published yet, which I'm working on. These are other people's games. This is Libertadores. I did a series for those. So those kind of materials are there. And these are the Game Crafter. Yes, 30 Years War is one of my favorite CDGs. I'm looking here now at your comments. Yes, that's one I think they should republish it. It only needs like 5 extra cards in that first step box, so they don't cycle so much. Here are the games published by the Game Crafter. This is an interesting one. Rise of Totalitarianism, designed by Luca Camisa. He did the one called Democracy Under Siege, I think is the name. And this is like the period right after World War I. So this is interesting. I did a video on this one, Space, Secret Weapons of the Third Reich, and The Captain is Dead. So we have more GMT games here. You see the other copy of Arctic Storm, which is beat up. And here we have the Mark Simonich games. And here we have more GMT games. And these are just little boxes taking up some space there. Here's where I put the, have you seen those Against the Odds magazine games, the postcard games? I have them all here. Let me see if the box doesn't want to open, so. There it is. They're all there. I mean, if you count those as games, yeah, I got a ton of games. And they are games, so. Now we're going to the miscellaneous part here. World in Flames, Root, games from different manufacturers. That White Warfighter box is empty. I just use it for other stuff. We have here other games by different manufacturers. My first New England simulation game there, Jaws of Victory, Shores of Tripoli. These are Avalanche games. And here is the Worthington Publishing section there. And we continue with Worthington over here. And these are books. This is Pax Porfiriana, which fits nicely there. Then we go to the Victory Point area. These are the boxed games. I have the ones in little bags with the magazine games. These are miscellaneous games. This one was given to me by Dan Pancaldi, Original Ogre Edition. And here we see Old Avalon Hill mini games, Naval War, Little Round Top, Legend of Robin Hood, and what is that? Go or something like that? And this is Pax Pamir there, Samurai. And here we have more Victory Point games. There you go. I like the Napoleon 20 series. Dawn of the Zeds. I did a video for 2nd and 3rd edition. And here we have some of the big Ziploc games. That's the Nemo's War version. And then we continue with GMT over here, Twilight Struggle, Thunder Alley, which I did a video for. Actually, my first GMT video was Thunder Alley. And we have some more games. And then we have the other GMT games. This is the series, the Musket and Pike series. We have Clash of Giants and the No Retreats. And that ends the GMT part. You saw the miscellaneous. I'm gotta move the sofa around before I continue. So you see your comments. Okay. Some people sort by subject matter, I know, but the thing is, by manufacturer, the manufacturer tends to use the same dimensions for boxes, so that way all the boxes look the same inside. So now let's go up here. And by the way, on top of the shelves there's games. So if you can see there, Legion of Honor, which is a square-shaped box, thanks to Clash of Arms. It's hard to fit anywhere. Then you have Thunder in the East, which is a huge box. And then we have over here is Napoleon, what was it? I did a video on that one. Napoleon against Europe. That's Hexasim, Rommel's War. We got, these are West Point atlases of the American wars. We have Totaler Krieg, Escape from Colditz, and the other one over there. I just can't see this. But continuing where we left off, here we have some odd-shaped games. These are almost squared boxes. This is not a war game, but it's pretty close. Dominion. See, it's like a squared box, so I put it here. We have Devil Dogs, which is a Kickstarter by Worthington, designed by, I think, John Gorkowski. Is it John Gorkowski or Poninsky? I think it's Gorkowski, yeah. V for Commandos Coalitions. This is the prototype that was sent to me. And I got Freedom, the prototype. I contributed for Freedom and bought it twice. So this is one of those cases where it's a dummy. I bought it twice. This is the prototype for Europe Divided, and I contributed with a campaign. And this is a prototype sent to me by for Race to Moscow, which is still hasn't been officially published. Here we have some games from Europe. Also, this is España 1936. This is the one I was talking to you about by Luca Camisa. Democracy Under Siege, which is one that I'm really interested in playing. It's like Origins of World War II on steroids. Here we have Help Arrives, which I did an unboxing today, which is the same system as War Storm series. Tone of an Empire by Bélica Tercera Generación. This is another Spanish Kickstarter game, Teruel and Peñarollo. These are from Trafalgar Editions. This is a naval game, Navíos de Línea. This is Austerlitz. Then we have another one from Trafalgar, Norway. This is also from Dracoideas, 2GM. And this is Crossing the Rhine from Buka Editions. This Buka Publishing. This is a German company. And they're making real nice games. And finally, this is a Swedish game, Tornio 44, which I purchased at Consim World in 2019. Interesting. So we have here more of these games here. And these are from 3W. These are old games. 3W, this is an Italian company that's publishing some really interesting games. It's called, I think I would see if I can see it here. Di Simula Edizioni. I have that there. The Deadly Woods by Revolution Games. These are the boxed Revolution games. They mostly come in Ziplocs. These are Polish games by TS. This is El Ebro, 1938. And this is a topic that I'm really interested in, which you seldom see, and it's a World War II topic. Uprising, Warsaw, 1944. This is a game about the uprising of the Poles, with the Soviets on the gates of Warsaw doing nothing. So that's, and here we have Nemo's War, the boxed edition. Now we go to this is Dan Berson's section there, the Warfighter, World War II. Got some more DVG games. Here we have Down in Flames and more DVG games, and this is the Warfighter Modern. And continuing at DVG, here we have Sherman Leader, Napoleon, Field Commander Napoleon, Nimitz. And I also bought 2 copies of Pavlov's House. So if you're interested in a shrink wrap copy, contact me. We'll make a deal. Here we have others of the Leader series. And that's DVG. So now we'll go to the corner bookshelf. And let's go here. We have more odd-shaped games. Here we have Maria and Friedrich, and I finally played Friedrich at Consim World, and it was a joy. We have Frontier Wars by Dracoideas. This Mali Powstańcy is a Polish game, which, not really a war game, but it's about the siege, the Warsaw Uprising. And you have to carry messages to the groups of rebels in the city. So that's kind of interesting. And of course, here we have one of the favorites in gaming conventions, which is Black Orchestra, which, like Friedrich, gets played always there at these conventions. I got 10% of battery here. Days of Ire, Stalingrad Inferno. You got these games here by Hexasim. Then I have this is my favorite comic book, The Avengers, 1970 something. I purchased it and I just put it there for display. This is the deluxe edition of Twilight Struggle, which is present I gave to my older son because we play that a lot. That's his graduation present. And here we have more games: Verdun, Steel Inferno, and other games of different publishers, Hands in the Sea. And here we have the games by Valley Games, which include Hannibal, Titan, and the Republic of Rome. We have some Kevin Suckers and Napoleon Quagmire there, and Waterloo, Napoleon's Last Battles. So now we have the SPI section. You got The Art of Siege, which is 4 siege battles. Terrible Swift Sword, War in Europe. We have these boxed SPI games. And continuing here, we have Battle for Stalingrad by John Hill and others, including Tito, Crimean War Quad, War in the Ice. We have this is a game by Roger McGowan Studios. Here we have the Columbia section. I got only 4 block games. I'm not a huge block fan, but I played this one at Bellotacon and had a real good time. And now we go to the Against the Odds magazines. This is the Turning Point Simulation, the series. I think they finished it. One of my favorite Stalingrad games. Did a video on Stalingrad, Verdun on the Volga. Great game. And here we have the annuals and others. And now we go to Flying Pig. Yes, this is Flying Pig. We start with Flying Pig here. Before we start with Flying Pig, here we have the Undaunted series. Got to play it more. I started with the Normandy recently. And here we have the Flying Pig games. And now from those we jump to the big Avalon Hill games. History of the World, Guadalcanal, Midway, Battle of the Bulge, you see. And here we go to, these are the Consim Press games. Silent Victory, The Hunters. And I place the Advanced Squad Squad Leader rules there, and that's where I stopped playing ASL when it got that complicated. Here we have the old SPI TSR games. And I'm running out of battery. Got like 10% of this camera, so we got to rush here. Got here the Legion War Games. I like Legion because of the diversity of topics, of different conflicts which are not the ones that you see played all the time. Heart of Darkness, I just received that one the other day. A Splendid Little War. I'll be making a playthrough of the Santiago battle, 3 turns, very soon. Here we have the Multiman / Gamers games. We have them. This is from Khyber Pass. This is a previous to Legion War Games. And here I have a section dedicated to magazine games, which I place them like this. Like I can place a game in front, and it fits a bunch of them behind. So I got a bunch there. Then we have the decision games, the mini games, which I like. And decision games continues here with the standard folio games. Here we have the D-Day at Whatever You Like series, RAF, more folio games. And here is my lock and load section. I have these games here and these other games here. Continuing with decision games is below here. So that's where decision game ends. Now if I continue on the bookcase that I was, we have old Avalon Hill flat box games except Viva España, which is a battle line game. 3 Russian campaigns because I love that game. I played the hell out of the first copy, which is not subject to publication or shown on a video because it's not very nice looking. And that Onslaught game is not Avalon Hill, but it fits there. So we still got like 5 bookshelves to go, and I have 10% battery with this camera. So here we have the Compass section. And you can see that I did a video on that Ypres game. Here we have the Gregory Smith portion. We have Brotherhood and Unity, which I did a video recently. Also the Conquistadors. We have here the Pragmatic War series. Some more Compass here. Have some books, including the History of Badajoz, which was given to me as a present when I went over there. I love Badajoz. And we have here more Compass games. Finally, the last Compass games are down here. I have more books and the Lock and Load that I showed you already. Here is Canvas Temple Publishing. I have some of their games. The big War and Peace game. I got, yeah, that's one small step. And then more Avalon Hill flat box games, including The Longest Day, which it's unpunched practically. It's too big. And so those are old Avalon Hill games. So let's see here. Now going up to the next, this is on top of this bookshelf. I got the odd-shaped boxes, Revolution, Diplomacy, Where There Is Discord, and these are Milton Bradley games. Fortress America still played, and the other one is Conquest of the Empire. And I have the Compass Deluxe Crusade and Revolution because the box is so big. Now we go to the Victory Games section. Got 4 copies of the Civil War. One is worn out because I played it a lot, and so I have 3 others. I love that. It's my favorite strategic Civil War game. So I have here some more Victory Games. And we continue down here. And then we got Avalon Hill, Geronimo, which I like a lot. These are great campaigns of the American Civil War. Fortress Europa, one of my favorite games, and one of my favorite games also, Up Front, which I always liked, and Panzer Leaders and Panzer Blitz. You got more here. Turning Point Stalingrad, which is also one of my favorites. London's Burning, which is also cool. We have the sports games by Avalon Hill, which I also played a long time ago. I think I have all the games that I've had since I was 13 years old. Maybe I had to dispose of 2 or 3 because they rotted away or something, but maybe just 2 or 3. Here we have Clash of Arms, and here we have West End Games. And this is Unforgiven, the trial of Lincoln assassination game. So that's not a war game, but it's historical, so it's good enough for me. Now we have like the first games I ever had, France 1940 and Luftwaffe, and they're still here. And I got some extra copies. This one, which is a family favorite, Origins of World War II. These are the old Avalon Hill games. War and Peace, which I really like. More Avalon Hill games. Conquistador, even though that's an SPI game, but it was published by Avalon Hill. So we got more here. And I'm rushing a little bit because the battery is coming to an end. I don't know why it went so fast, but I guess it's because I'm filming and transmitting at the same time. So that's Avalon Hill. Here I have, this is Academy Games. Mare Nostrum, which I had to fit in there like that. We have more Conflict of Heroes down here. And the other Academy Games. And now I'll just go to the last bookcase. In the bottom I have GDW and White Dogs games. I love White Dog games. I have more here. And more White Dog games here. And I start here with the Hollenspiel. And more Hollenspiel games. More Hollenspiel games. This is the top. And I also bought this one extra at CS at the convention. If I didn't have it, I had it. And here we have other odd box games. Victory and Glory, which is huge. War of the Rings. U-Boot. And this is Scythe, I think is the name. And then in this space here, I have spaces for extra magazine games. And then we have these tubes with unmounted maps that I use when I make a larger map, I use that. So that is the game section. I want to show you one more thing here, because I have my magazines in this bookcase. I have here non-war games here, far away from war games, and then the magazines, which I won't open the box. They're here in these totes, and I got all kinds of magazine games there. I have them there sorted by publisher, and I could probably do a video another day on the magazine games alone. So that's a tour of the studio. I'm going to return to the camera here before battery runs out. And I'm going to take a look at your comments. So here we go. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let me bring the comments back. Okay. Yes, I was using a gimbal to move around with the camera. I hope it wasn't bumpy. So ask away, whatever you want. Still have to show you a couple of more things. See if I can. Okay. Got here. Mold de milk. A tener pesadillas. Okay. So that's the war game collection. I have a collection of gadgets that I use. I sort them out also. Maybe I guess this may be interesting. See if I can show it to you. Let me pick up this and switch to this camera. So you see here to my right, before that, before we run out of battery, this is my collection of posters, which are game boxes autographed by Roger McGowan. So for example, my favorite, which is Twilight Struggle, there you go. So these were sent to me by Steve Carey. And the reason they're not in frames is because I don't have a wall here. What I have is this shade, and there's a window behind it. So I would need to get like a wall, but I don't have much wall space here. But I have here for Panzer, sorry for the glare, Panzer, Ukraine 43, and they're all autographed by Roger McGowan, which is super cool. Samurai and Paths of Glory, and my favorite, and my son's favorite, which is Twilight Struggle. He said, Dad, can I take this to New York? I said, no, son, sorry. And this is Conquest of Gaul here. And then on this other wall, we have two more. We have Ardennes 44 and the Battles of Alexander there. And all autographed by Roger McGowan. I have on top some more bookshelves, which I can fill with games, but for now I have like soldiers there. Let me see if I can unplug this here so you can see close here. I got that's a German Fallschirmjäger, mean-looking dude. I like, and I got a microphone there, another microphone. It's a GI and a Japanese soldier, and we have a Panzer IV, and we have here it's like a fountain or something. Got some soldiers there. They're just taking space. Well, eventually I'll probably put games there. So you got a battle scene going on there with the Germans attacking the city. Got a half track. And we got my favorite, my Tiger tank. I had it in the office, but I brought it here. I didn't want to scare the people at the office. So that's what I have on the shelves. And let me show you, by the way, this is the computer I have. So before the power goes out on the gimbal, this is my laptop. Everything is connected to the laptop here. This is like a module for the sound that I use for the microphone. This is the little microphone receiver, and I have a microphone on me, clipped on me, with a battery so it doesn't go out of battery. Here are your comments, which I'll take a look again. So this is the big screen, nice big screen. Speaker, lights, headphones. So it's a lot of technical stuff. A lot of stuff goes behind the scenes when making these videos, and so it's like it's a combined hobby. This thing about wargaming videos, not just wargaming, but you have to be doing a bunch of other stuff also. So back here, let me see your comments. Miniature wargaming. I had an interest before. I got to paint like 400 Civil War soldiers. Actually came out nice. Maybe I'll show you one day. But never, yeah, you know, it was the problem with miniature videos when you get tired of one epoch, you got to paint a ton of soldiers. It's a lot easier with cardboard. Cardboard works great for me. What are the games I never tire of playing? Well, up front, I never get tired of playing Twilight Struggle with my son. CDGs, I like CDGs for some reason. They're very replayable. And they have that also element of surprise, like those kind of games. I tend to like shorter games. And let me see, what else? A beer fridge, yeah, that's a good idea. A beer fridge would be a good idea, yeah. Well, I don't know where to put it, but it would be nice. So basically that's all there is here in the studio. I think I haven't forgotten anything. Well, there's one more section here to go. Let me pick up this again. And battery's still working, so why not? So I showed you I didn't show you this. These are the gadgets. This is the bag of magnets that I use. Everything magnets is in there. Then here we have little drawers with, these are wooden counters for a specific game. I like to paste them. These are magnets, round magnets, stuff like that. So you see a lot of Scrabble tiles, chips, dice of all shapes and sizes, big dice, more Scrabble tiles, like domino pieces. Sometimes, you know, you can use these in games to, I use them to facilitate the presentation of the videos. This one doesn't want to open, okay. These are odds markers, 5 to 1, stuff like that. I think I used it for a Russian campaign video. These I use for Paths of Glory, Loss Factors, more chips, colored chips, chips. These are nice wooden pawns that can be used, you know. I like using those. I don't know what the hell this is. These are like clips. These are odd shaped dice, 10-siders, 8-siders, 20-siders. These are the mini dice, which I like to use because sometimes a regular sized dice just occupies too much space on the screen. These are like regular sized dice. I think there's an Avalon Hill die somewhere in there. These are the bigger sized dice. More 6-siders. These are the odd shaped dice. This is a CDG solo method die. This is the latest one I made for myself. You got more odd shaped dice, more different kind of plastic. There's a wooden, these are blocks to red. These are the tiles I was talking about laser. C Laser makes these. These are 1-inchers. They come like this, so your favorite games, you make counter stickers and you just paste them here. And you got wooden stickers. You have a Euro game because you have wood. Now these are Scrabble tiles. These are other kinds of, I think these are 3/4 of, no, these are 1-inchers. And here we have 5/8 of an inch. See how thick they are? They're really nice. And these are little wooden cubes, which you can use for anything. More cubes, More Z laser. These are the 3/4 of an inch. And these are markers. I made metal markers for I can use for informational markers in the games. More Scrabble red, more cubes, and these are the 1/2 inchers that Z laser makes. 1/2 inch. Really nice. I love the look of them. So that's that. I have my printer here, printer paper. Here I have the ugly section, like let me see, Skirmish, which is the box is beaten up, and I have a Slapshot here somewhere. Where is it? Slapshot. This is the original edition. They made a newer edition which is more politically correct. And here I have the mounted map boards for GMT games that don't fit on the boxes. For example, in the boxes, Illusions of Glory. So I have the mounted map boards there, and other separate miscellaneous stuff. So now I think I showed the entirety, and the battery didn't die on me, so can't complain. Can't complain. So yeah, I got enough dice for for the games here. You end up being a dice collector. So many dice. So we've been on for, I don't know, more than an hour? No, I don't think so. Let me see. Yes, Compass has great service. Yeah, I haven't had problems with the counters yet, but if I do, I'll certainly contact them. They provide great service. So we've been on for an hour and 1 minute. And finally, this is the video of the studio here. For me, it's the hobby is wargaming, but it's a little bit more. You know, it's this stuff about video recording, making music. I make the music for the videos. So I really enjoy the process, and that's the whole point. I want always to see it, to get more people in wargaming, and that's also part of the reason why I do the videos, like the tutorials and stuff, so that they see, hey, it's not so intimidating, you know. And in wargaming, there's a lot for everybody. People who like monster games, you can play monster games. You can play simpler games. The coin series, it's almost a hobby on its own, you know. Yeah, the games have evolved so much, and there's always not enough people covering the games, because you may think that I'm an expert on war games. I'm not an expert on any war game. I don't play them that much, actually. That's why I want to show people how to film and edit videos of war games, so that you can have more people doing more videos, and videos that have a substance to them, which can be helpful. So I'll be shooting up a video soon on that workshop. You will only need your iPhone or your cellular phone and that VLLO app. I'm gonna in the invitation video, which I'll post in my channel. I think there is a free trial version for VLLO. Not sure, but if there's none, it costs $15, I think, and I think it's worth a try. You should give it a try, because a lot of you are almost experts on the games that you play a lot, and there's a lot that you can say and present. And the beauty of editing videos is that you present the information in a short amount of time, because the problem with live videos, they're easy to produce, right? Because you're live and anything goes, right? But then if they tend to be too long, they're hard to come back to and watch and use as a reference. The hobby is not watching videos, it's playing games. So making them in an edited fashion, you make them more interesting. And I think part of what people shy away from is that they think that editing videos is really difficult. Well, I think it's not as difficult as it used to be before. They've made it a lot simpler. Just to give you an idea, I edit my videos using this iPhone, the iPhone. I take a train to work, and I edit my videos on the train in the iPhone with that VLLO program. It's that easy. And from the convention, what I took was my iPhone. I edited the videos in VLLO, and I uploaded them. I didn't take my PC this time. So it's a tool that is there, and I always tell people I'm an open book. I'll tell you exactly what I do because I want to see more videos of war games. You know, for some reason the Eurogamers make fantastic videos, of course, because the rules are this thin, so they got a lot of time for reading video editing tips and watching videos. For us war gamers, you know, I think we've improved. We got a lot of people who do outstanding videos. Mo, you're making great tutorial videos. I watch them, and they're nice to watch, and that's the whole point. I mean, when you sell a game, you're not really saying this game is good. When you do a tutorial video, you're just showing the game, and the game sells itself. If the game is something the viewer is interested, he or she will buy it. If not, you know, you got an education. That's the whole point. That's why I don't stand in front of the camera and say, yeah, recommend this game, buy it because I like it. No, I show you how it plays. If you like it, you buy it, and if you don't, I saved you some money. And that's the whole point, because for tastes, colors were made, and the games that I like, you probably don't like. And not everybody likes the same games, and people play war games for different different reasons. So the idea of that workshop is that day we will be doing it live, and I will recommend that you pull out a small game, 11 by 17 inch map, and lay it on your table. You're going to need your cell phone, a tripod, which is something like this, a desk tripod. You're going to need something like this, but instead of having a microphone here, you put your cell phone. So you're going to need a desk tripod, a little camera holder, and you put your camera there, and we'll use the internal microphone, and I'll have one, and I'll go with you, and we will be shooting 20 clips. And those 20 clips, we will then transport them or transfer them to the VLLO app, and then I'll show you all you can do with that app, from moving within the clip, zooming in, zooming out, moving to the left and right, which is kind of cool. And it does it in a smooth way, which is a lot better than moving your camera up and down, which gets people seasick. Adding text, doing voice overlays. You can do voice overlays if you want. Normally I do my videos by, when I'm filming a video, I'm filming the game and I'm talking at the same time that I'm recording. And if I screw up, I just delete that clip. But you can film first and do the audio, how to say, part later. And you can do all those in VLLO, and it's really easy. It's like, imagine if Mark Herman said, I'm going to do an app for wargamers, and he did that app. I always think about that. It's like it was some wargamer who did that app. It's not the most advanced. It doesn't have fancy features that others have, but the ones that it has, it's really good for wargaming. So we'll stay in touch, and thanks for attending the live stream. And leave your comments in the comments section. I'm all ears. Any improvements that you think, any ideas that you think that would be interesting for live streaming, because I always think that live streaming can serve a useful purpose, and so any new ideas would be fine. So, as I always say, this is Stuka Joe signing off for now, and thanks for watching, folks.